Diane Curran, and I'm here to inform you guys over the differing reasons to grieve. Have you ever had somebody compare your heartbreak, loss of a job, or loss of connection with a parent, and they say, well, it's not like somebody died? I'm here to inform you that there is other reasons, like the ones I suggested, to grieve. The reason we want to understand the reasons to grieve is because we need to understand other people's reactions and feelings to differing situations. The reason to listen, as stated, is to understand other people's feelings of other situations. I'm credible to give this speech because I have taken classes where we've studied grief and the stages of grief. And later in the speech, you'll realize my correlation to why grief outside of death is still the same. I've also done research over this topic to provide evidence. Now let's talk about grief and its stages. Grief, according to Google Dictionary, is a feeling of deep sorrow. Here's where it's interesting. Feeling of deep sorrow, especially in the form after death. Nothing else. Elizabeth Ross wrote a book over the different stages of grief. She talks about denial, anger, bargaining, and acceptance and depression. Personally, I have dealt with grief over death. I've dealt with grief over death of somebody I didn't know. And I've dealt with grief of heartbreak, loss of jobs, and loss of connections with parents. During these experiences, my grief outside of death was compared to grief of the death, saying it's not that big of a deal, nobody died. To reiterate, I want to inform that it can be the same. I found one article in my research by Kimberly Holland. She has a psych degree and also an ebook, according to them, of the different stages. She talks about breakups and the 7 stages of a breakup. Here I want to compare the stages of grief. The stages of grief, as we see online for death, and I'll reiterate: denial, bargaining, anger, depression, and acceptance. Here, and as I agree because I've experienced it myself, she talks about bargaining and a breakup. Here we say, well, I'll be a better partner. I can fix everything that was wrong with the relationship. I could have done with death, I could have done more to have them feel better, more to keep them alive. With denial, breakup, he'll be back. It's not over, he or she. Denial, they can't be gone. It's not true. And anger, I'm mad at myself, I'm mad at my partner for this relationship going wrong. Death, anger, well, so-and-so could have done this, I could have done this. We're just angry about the situation until we accept. Suzanne Leichman, who also has a psych degree, also covered these breakup stages. So I just talked about the differing reasons for grief. The main reason was breakups. In conclusion, after all of the things stated about death and the stages of grief, breakups and the stages of grief, we can correlate that it's the same, just a different situation. I wanted to inform you all that no matter if someone's going through a breakup or a loss of job, it should never be compared to a death of a loved one. The stages are the same, and the same reactions. They're just there. You just lose that connection, job, just like you would a loved one that's never going to come back. Thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope you guys were informed to understand people's feelings outside of death. As for them, they can react the same and it'll hurt just as bad. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo!